Greetings, friends. I'm out of breath. This is Jason at AxodysFC. I just filmed the whole thing as usual, and it failed to save my video for some reason. So now I'm out of breath. I've climbed back up the hill, deciding what I was going to do, and checked my storage. I had plenty. There's no reason this should have happened. So go figure. Very, very good day for watching football. Started out, I woke up a little late, so I missed the first half of the Spurs game. But I got there for the second half, and it was tied 1-1. Of course, we gave up a silly goal in the first half. Harry Kane was able to put away a penalty, I believe. So then we had the wholesale substitutions before I started watching, and the new group had Richarlison in the number 9, and he really delivered again today with a hat trick. And Lo Celso also had a great game, had a goal of his own, and yeah, I would say Richie's goals were not particularly aesthetically pleasing, but they got the job done, and he played the way he needed to make it happen. I will say the third goal in particular was probably the best one, and it was off a nice ball from Emerson Royale, who I keep hearing people say he can't play that inverted role for Ange's system, but he's by far our best right back right now, and obviously he can do the passing within that's required. So yeah, I'm not worried about his position. It's everywhere else seemingly. Porro and Davies and Udogie were kind of involved in the mistake that gave up the goal, essentially. And so obviously our defense is a work in progress there. Other bright spots, Sar played well in the midfield. I didn't really see that firsthand, but all my YouTube regulars were sending a lot of praise his way, and so definitely midfield-wise, we're shaping up to have some good pieces, even with Bentancur still out, presumably, I would guess, until January, realistically. I mean, it seems like he's ahead of, but just don't rush back the injured guy. Spurs, let him get completely well and go from there. So beyond that, other thoughts. Our typical starting line up in the forward line, Kane, Kulusevski, and Sonny are underperforming really in Ange's system. They haven't adjusted at this point. Maybe it doesn't matter too much if Harry Kane's on his way out, but Kulu and Sonny definitely need to get it figured out. Son, he's still recovering from his surgery, etc. So I'm fine with where he's at, but definitely have some questions about Kulusevski. And right now, yeah, Solomon has looked really good. Richie has looked good. Perisic has looked good on the other side. So it'll be interesting once we get into more games that are where we don't have a million substitutions, where Big Ange has to make some significant decisions on who he wants to play, who's playing the best, who will do the best, and so that remains to be seen. Beyond that, the other piece of the puzzle, I guess, is, well, on a funny note, yeah. So there was a trophy celebration at the end because it's the Tiger Cup, and so on a funny note, Harry Kane seemingly didn't want to have anything to do with receiving the trophy, so he delegated it to the man of the match, Richarlison, which is cool, but also kind of lame in a sense. So anyway, Richie enjoyed himself doing that though, and there's some funny pictures of him holding it aloft with Kane kind of clapping behind him with a almost bemused expression on his face. But overall, yeah, Harry Kane's body language sure looked to me like a guy who is ready to do some house hunting in Munich and joined the Bundesliga power, yeah. So hopefully Bayern will make a bid with an acceptable amount of money, and then everybody can be happy and move on, because it isn't fun for this to be hanging over the team, and it's, yeah, clearly Kane's not enjoying himself. We're not enjoying it as fans, and I think the time is now to do a fresh start, and fully embrace Postecoglou's system and tactics for getting a lot of people involved in scoring goals. The other game that I almost forgot about as well was USA versus Netherlands in the Women's World Cup. Netherlands had the lead actually when I started watching shortly before the half, and pretty much after the half, USA did a good job of dominating possession. I don't know how it was in the first half, but anyway, ended up being pretty dominant for the U.S. Lots of chances. Netherlands never really threatened too much compared to what USA was doing. And then, anyway, the equalizer was on a kind of funny situation where Van de Donk from the Netherlands was kind of mixing it up, getting in Lindsey Horan's face a little bit, and or at least not backing down. They were definitely, yeah, kind of chipping at each other. And anyway, the ref, yeah, had to intervene a little bit. But the best part was that immediately after that, Horan put away a header goal to equalize off the corner, and it was just perfect. Then after that, yeah, the U.S. had some opportunities, but never had a really great chance. The Netherlands did a good job of, dropping back into fairly low block kind of situation, and did a good job of keeping it out of the goal. So Portugal goal game will be pretty key for the U.S. And it'll be interesting to see how the Vietnam-Portugal game goes later tonight. I would still think Portugal is favored, but it's been a much more competitive tournament so far than many people have expected, and Vietnam was very tenacious against USA, so who knows. So anyway, hopefully this is going to actually record properly, and so let's find out. On that note, thanks for tuning in, stay well, and remember, to dare is to do.